In this video, we're going to calculate the two-way ANOVA sums of squares by hand. So we want a model that has both treatment effects and block effects. So first of all, we need to calculate those effects. So I've got the means here for each of the stimulants, so you can see the different means. And our overall mean is the starting point. So that 474 is the overall mean. So how do we want to adjust the overall mean for theobromine? So the average there is 481. So if we look at the difference between 481 and the overall mean of 474, that's a difference of 7. So we would have to add 7 for the observations where the participants had taken theobromine. Same sort of thing, caffeine is 479, so the difference there is 5. So we would take the overall mean plus 5 if someone had taken caffeine. And then for placebo, 462 minus 474 is negative 12. So we're going to subtract 12 for the placebo. And I'm not going to do participant yet because I'm going to leave that for you to try. Okay, so I'm going to use those effects to calculate the sums of squares. So for sum of squares treatment, I'm going to use the effect for theobromine squared. Remember, because that's the group mean minus the overall mean squared, very similar to what we would do for SS groups back in one-way ANOVA. But then I'm actually going to repeat this 4 times because there were 4 different participants who took theobromine. So I've got 4 different observations for this stimulant. So I need to include this in my sum 4 times. Same sort of thing for caffeine. There was 4 observations, and 5 is the effect of caffeine squared. And then for placebo, again, 4 observations, and the effect was negative 12, and we square that and we get 872 when we add it all up. So pause the video here and you do the same thing except for the block effects. So calculating the participant effects or the block effects is very similar. Again, we're just taking the mean for each participant and subtracting the overall mean. So for participant 1, they're a little bit slower than the overall mean, so we're going to have to subtract negative 17 for them. For participant 2, negative 15, participant 3, negative 4, and then participant 4 was really fast, and so for them to get up to their average, you're going to have to add 36. Then calculating SS blocks, the process is very similar as it was for SS treatment, but the difference is that you're multiplying each effect by 3 instead of 4. And the reason is because each participant does 3 treatments, all 3 stimulants, so you want to repeat those participant effects 3 times.